What's going on, Internet? The Black Hokage here, aka TVH. And to be honest, I'd like to welcome you guys back to the Gaming Illuminati podcast. We are the Enlightened Gamers, and now it's time to dive into episode 105. Now, before we get into the show, just know I'd like to introduce my co-host, the first of which was adamant about starting on time, but we're still late. UTX, Old Man the Don. How we doing today?
Good. It's a birthday. Finally turned 32, but everybody still thinks that I'm not in my 30s, so I'm glad I'm keeping my youth. It's very humbling that literally everybody thinks I'm in my 20s. So I was like, yeah, keep it that way.
This man said you're 30.
I'll be honest, yeah. I didn't know you were 32. Yeah.
I had no clue.
There it go. Good.
That 21% ain't affecting you that bad, huh?
No black youth. No.
The black is overriding the
21%
mayo.
Yeah.
And my second co-host decided to finally leave the impoverished world of the 1080 in exchange for the 3080 and a PS5. Gaming Ethos, say what up to the people.
I want to set the record straight and say I did not buy a PS5. I don't know where this news came from or this slander, but it's not true. So
Ethos said it's fake news.
So why did you tweet out, I will trade anyone a PS5 for a 3080?
I told you during the stream I was scamming somebody.
Ethos, the Forex scammer. Oh my God.
I was desperate that night for a 3080. Okay, I was really going to find a way to get because I know someone who's got a PS5 thing. I was going to get it off of them, and then I was going to use it to then sell it for a 3080.
How do you know your friend was going to give you the PS5 though?
No. They were going to originally sell it to me, but like it would have been way cheaper than going for a reseller. So I was like, okay, and I was going to use that to then like upsell it to somebody for a 3080.
I don't know who the hell would do that, but
you'd be surprised. Some people are willing to pay $800 for this thing, so it's like it's close to the same value.
Value is in the eye of the beholders. The PS5 might be more valuable to some people than
they
the
might
3080.
want a graphics card, or someone got a GPU and wanted like one of those resellers, but they wanted a PS5. I'll trade it.
Yeah,
so,
I guess. Yeah, I shouldn't. I shouldn't doubt desperate people. So you're right.
Desperate time, desperate measures.
It is what it is. And today's guest, he goes by Bud Lightyear. He is a Patreon backer, which we always appreciate. Go ahead, shout out your social medias, do your intro, whatever you want to say, man.
To infinity, and y'all know the rest. What up, it's your boy Bud Lightyear here. And my YouTube is Bud Lightyear with 2 Ds. And my Twitch, IG, and Twitter is Bud Lightyear _, because I can't get the original one because he wants like 300k VC from me, and I wasn't gonna pay that. But it's whatever.
What? You were trying to negotiate? He wants VC?
No,
Are you being serious?
yeah, he came to my Twitch with my name, and I was like, what? And then he's like, I'll give you 300k VC to get the original name. I was like, nah, I'm good.
Damn, bro. 2K niggas think VC holds weight in real life. That's crazy.
I was confused.
That is funny.
For real money. That is sensational.
You learn something every day. Like, if you want to appear on the next episode, be sure to back us at patreon.com/GIAdupdates. Also, you can take the show on the go. The podcast is available on Spotify, Apple, SoundCloud, and all other major podcast outlets. Don't forget to rate us 5 stars on Apple. It helps us move up the algorithm, which helps bring in new listeners. We got the GI app available on iOS and Android, blah, 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 blah. Before we get into the show, we already talked about the free September games for the console. But there's some more free games that came to PC on the Epic Games Store. You can actually get Watch Dogs 2 for free right now, which is a great game. If you have not played it, it's totally free. Stick It to the Man 2 and Football Manager 2020. And that's all the free games for this week at least. Anyways, starting conversation since the last podcast, Call of Duty Cold War the alpha is out this weekend. It's exclusive to the PS4. We all got to play it. This is the new COD from Treyarch. Give us the good, the bad, the ugly. You're the guest, Bud Lightyear. What do you think of Cold War's alpha?
All right, disclaimer, like I built my PC last summer, and I got like a 2070 in it, and I played a lot of Warzone. So I was like, when I went into this alpha, I was playing on PS4, and I haven't played a COD on PS4 or any console since I played Warzone on PC. So I was like, what is this ugly mess? But because I was so used to 144 hertz and like 1440 or 1080 high, and I didn't know what I just walked into. But the feel of it feels good. I like using the MP5 and sniping. So I do like Black Ops games more when it comes to, instead of Modern Warfare or Advanced Modern Warfare and all that. But I do like the Black Ops feel more. So I was enjoying that. I was playing the Miami stage and the Moscow stage, and it was just like a lot of sniping in the Moscow, but I did like the feel of sniping. It did feel like the car on Warzone. If you guys ever played the war, well, obviously if you played the Warzone, I enjoyed that. But I don't know. I did not like like maybe I'll like the PC version more. But I was not feeling it totally. I only played like 4 games. I was like, yeah, I can't do
Question. So you said you just built your PC like last year.
Yeah.
So you've been a console gamer your entire life then, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So you've had your PC for only a year and you sound like a fucking elitist. That's crazy. The conversion is real.
It really changed my whole eyes.
But it's wild because at the beginning of this generation, when we would talk about PC gaming, people would call us elitists, idiots, assholes. And this man had his shit for a year, and you sound worse than us. I'm not gonna lie. This nigga said I can't play the console more.
Keep in mind, we have not said anything to him. We did not make him say this.
I didn't know he was a PC gamer. Like,
He brought it up on his own.
that's wild.
Dang, I did convert.
Yeah.
We kept trying to tell y'all.
Where am I?
We kept trying to tell y'all it's different.
Jay, talk your shit. How we feeling about Cold War?
Yeah, I feel the same way as but like you're obviously we've been PC gaming a lot longer. So I'm going to reserve my full judgments, at least on the beta portion, whenever we play the PC version, whenever that does arrive. We still don't know yet, but I would assume like next week or in 2 weeks. But I would tend to agree also with Bud when he said like the movement feels from what I can get playing on the PS4 version, the movement does feel a little bit better. I was initially skeptical about the guns since we're going back in time, so we're not playing with modern guns. But I would say like I think it may be because of the gunsmith and the attachments, because they actually give you a lot of attachments and things. They give you actually a lot of unlocks for this alpha slash beta, whatever they want to call it. So I think that the guns were actually pretty good. Like I actually did not have an issue with them as much as I thought I would. The sniping is OP, definitely. We've seen a lot of snipers, and they're just everybody is acting like they got a 50 cal and they've been in the war a few times. Like it's pretty insane. So we're gonna have to give David Vonda hard to make a speech and nerf the snipers again, because they wilding. They definitely wild. But we got a lot of dubs. We can see the toxicity is still there because we definitely ran into some interesting people last night while we were playing. I don't know why they're doing this with an alpha, but sure, you talk your shit and continue to lose. That was fine. But yeah, I think that overall, like I think it's a good like first impression overall for me. But at the same time, I can't do it. Like I really wanted to do it. I think we all got fooled with Modern Warfare, and then the game came out and we were like, man, I don't know about this. So I am trying my best to not get any sort of excited about this. Now, I am excited about the campaign, but as far as the multiplayer, I can't do it. Like, I'm just going to leave it as it is. If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. But I'm not going to try to put any sort of excitement for me personally to it. But I think for just a standard, like, small piece of the pie playthrough on the PS4, it's okay. It's decent. I actually like it.
Yeah, we was playing it last night, and I was just like, "Oh man, I can't believe I like this." It was a good first impression. I enjoyed for the most part. The game is gorgeous, especially for like the end of an era. We're literally a month and a half away to the next generation of consoles, and like the game is still like gorgeous. That sand map or whatever that one was, I really like the way that it looked, even though they hide behind the dunes like little bitches. I agree that the sniper needs to be nerfed in a sense that I'm okay with it being a one shot because that's what snipers are supposed to do. But last night when I was streaming it, I picked up a sniper from somebody I killed. I was like, let me see why everybody's sniping. I literally pulled that bitch out. I didn't even hold my breath and I hit one shot easily. I was like, oh, I see why everybody likes sniping. There's literally no bullet drop. You don't have to hold your breath. So I think the snipers can be nerfed in a sense that like just take it a little bit more skill to actually hit your shot. because it's way too easy to hit the shot. But I'm cool with it being a one shot. I only got to play with the MP5, and that shit shot like a laser. I like the way the guns feel. Like it just feel, I don't know, maybe because I'm old now. I'm at a point where it felt good to just run around and shoot people. I don't want to be in a big ass open world doing all this extra shit. I just want to hop in and out of games. And this one actually felt decent. The kill streaks were cool. On the PS4 it was running decent, but there were like few little stutters and like it was a little blurry, so I do want to play the PC version. I just pray that like it doesn't blow my computer up. Please, Treyarch, optimize the game. If not, I might have to get it on the PS5 or the Xbox Series X or something, because it will be cross-gen, I believe, so that's really dope. But for me, it was a good first impression. I liked what I played for the most part, and I could see myself being on it. It's something casual, and you just want to hop in and out. What about you, Ethos?
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. I thought it was pretty solid. It was like what I expected. It feels like if they modernized Black Ops, I feel like it would feel just like this. I feel like all the characters have like weight to them. It doesn't feel real spongy, and like originally I was saying I'd be fine with like it just being Modern Warfare reskin with just Black Ops, but now that I played it on PS4, like I could tell like immediately in the first 5 minutes it didn't feel like Modern Warfare at all. Mainly because I remember, and it was kind of like a proof test, was when I played Modern Warfare on PS4 the first time, and even this time, like I barely play shooters on controller. Like I can't stand it. It just feels terrible to me. But when I was playing it on Modern Warfare, like I could not hit shit with that new Modern Warfare gun system. Like the way the guns kick and stuff, like with a controller, like it just felt.
The characters have more weight to them compared to. Yeah. I think that's what it was in Cold War. I felt more fluid.
I felt more fluid, yeah. Like this game, like Modern Warfare had weight to it too, but like I felt like it was just like the guns themselves like made it where like the recoil and everything else, like it just didn't feel right. Like when I got on PC, then like it felt fine, like because I felt like I could aim well, but I couldn't do it with a controller for some reason. I can't explain why. It was just a feeling thing. But then when I played Black Ops Cold War, like 5 minutes into it, like immediately, like it felt like Black Ops 2. It felt like Black Ops 1. Like it felt like that classical arcadey feel. Why I feel like Modern Warfare is more. It tries to be way more grounded and realistic. Even though there is bullshit in Modern Warfare, but it tries to ground itself way more in realism from a visual standpoint and presentation standpoint than like Black Ops does, which Black Ops I feel like tries to be this like stylized action movie. And I feel like this game definitely feels like that. It feels like I'm in an action movie instead of being like in real war, where like when I play Modern Warfare, I feel like I'm like actually in conflict. And in this game, I feel like I'm actually like in an action movie. So that's, in my opinion, now that I've played both sides, I prefer Black Ops right now, but like I can go like either one I like for different reasons. The other pro that I really love about this game is the maps. Oh my god, Modern Warfare's maps were ass. They were so ass cheeks because they try to replicate Battlefield's maps and they just didn't.
I don't even remember anybody playing Modern Warfare's. I think we played like one time the multiplayer, and then like it was just Warzone after that.
All bad too.
I just remember. Yeah, I just remember like or at least I did, and I remember JG too. Like we played the beta, and I remember there was like we were pissed at the beta because the beta had like a bunch of like couldn't see people were hiding, people were camping, people were putting C4 or I mean not C4, putting like claymores by doors, so when you ran into doors you immediately die. Like there's a lot of bullshit in the beta, and we were like they have to fix these things. In the maps, people hated the maps with a passion. There was only one good map in the entire beta. Everyone else hated all the other maps. Remember that plaza map, the palace map? That shit was ass.
Which map was it where you if you tried to sneeze across the street, you would get shot?
You die. Yeah. That was the biggest argument about Modern Warfare. Was literally, I remember when it came out, no one wanted to play the multiplayer. Everybody wanted rather to play Warzone because the multiplayer was literally, if you went out if you took 5 steps out anywhere in the open, there was like 20 different places someone could shoot you from and kill you. This game, I don't feel that anymore because like there's more structure. There's not that Call of Duty structure to it. So now like I see the lanes, I see the flank routes, I know the possibilities of where I can get shot from now. It's not like I don't feel like I'm scared every 5 seconds I move out in the open, I'm gonna get shot from somewhere. I don't feel like that's no longer the case, which is a really good pro for me wanting to play the multiplayer, because that's why I quit Call of Duty's multiplayer. And it wasn't until Modern Warfare started to do the DLC maps, the free ones, the ones where they actually made like actual design Call of Duty maps, not Battlefield maps, that the game started to feel better to me, and I started to play the multiplayer more. But before that, it was ass cheeks. But like I'm not like in JG's boat too. Like I thought like I just played so many CODs now that like it is what it is. I think it's solid. I don't think it's like the greatest. I feel like it's missing something, that snaz to it, that little snap to it. That's like, oh, this makes it feel different. because I feel like from a visual standpoint, it's a step back from every other, like from Modern Warfare 2019. Like I don't think it's visually as, it's still pretty because the color palette's really nice, but I think from a graphical standpoint, it's not as
you mean like textures?
Visceral. Yeah, like you know, like when I saw Modern Warfare, I was like, holy shit! Like you could tell this was a step up. This game feels like it's a step back. From
I actually disagree with you because I the color palette, I think the colors are so much like I'm playing Super Mario Sunshine right now, right? And you could tell it's a GameCube game, but it still looks really good even though it's almost 20 years old because of the art design, and to me that matters more. So I think I would actually disagree with you. I think Cold War looks better.
I think maybe, but like there's certain things that I disagree with, which is like from a graphical standpoint, from the engine standpoint, I think no one's gonna argue Modern Warfare looks less than Black Ops. Like I think for sure Modern Warfare looks better. The guns have way more detail in Modern Warfare than Black Ops. The animation, especially the animations, like I'll give credit to that. Modern Warfare's animations were insane, like the level of detail in those animations. But like Black Ops doesn't have them, and it makes sense because this game only had 2 years to get made. So it makes sense why like it doesn't have that that real nice polish. Like there was definitely like some things I was like playing out, and it's alpha. It's alpha. So but it doesn't. It's missing that attention to detail that I think Modern Warfare was really good at. This game doesn't have it yet, and I don't know. It's just because they still need to finish the game, but the game comes out next month, so I don't know how much of these details they can put into the game in time.
Yeah, I'm mad they called it alpha. It's not. It's a demo.
But the thing is, it could be an alpha. That's the crazy part. They haven't had a lot of time. Yeah, they haven't had a lot of time to make this game, so it literally could be an alpha.
Well, no, this is on a 3-year cycle. Remember?
No. Remember, Sledgehammer Games was working on a game, and then Activision was like, "Y'all don't know what the fuck you're doing," and they made Treyarch come.
Oh, they pushed it up. Yeah,
and redo it. Yeah, because Sledgehammer was not working on Cold War. They were working on some other Call of Duty game, and then I guess like a year into development too, like Activision was like, "Yo, what the fuck is this?" And whatever they were working on, it was bad or something. So then they had Vandahar and Treyarch step in and say, "Hey, y'all got to finish this Call of Duty game," and they had to translate and change everything to make it into a Black Ops game. So like I don't know how they pulled this off. Like for the 2 years, for the small amount of time they had, this is very impressive, especially like campaign wise. It looks fantastic. Multiplayer wise, I mean, it's Call of Duty, but like it gives you that old school arcadey feel. So I feel like if you've been a fan of Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, I think you'll be more attuned to this game than I would say Modern Warfare. But if you're like more of a gun nut, or like more of the like you like the changes in Modern Warfare and how more like grounded it was, then you're probably not gonna like this game. You're probably gonna be like, oh, this is like a horror. This is a step back in every way. I don't like this, and then you're just not gonna like it.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, did you see what just happened there? Ethos and I had a disagreement on a game, and you saw how we didn't insult each other, threatened to kill each other. I know the internet swears that we don't disagree with one another, but we just did, and we always do actually in various other episodes.
Go fuck yourself now?
Yeah, the difference is we're adults over here. We don't need to threaten to kill each other over fucking video games.
Kill you next time I see a pack of
fucking losers. I hear you in the background though, but I feel like you had some input though.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna ask are you guys gonna try to play the Warzone more since it's the Cold War environment instead?
I'll try it, of course.
Yeah, what's the situation on that? Are they importing that into Cold War?
Yeah, basically they're just gonna. It's looking like it's just gonna be imported. It's not gonna. They're not gonna try to change much because it's obviously this alpha is not an alpha, but they're not going to change much to it. But they're going to definitely implement the guns, and like I'm just hoping, like, because you leveled up a lot of guns in Warzone and everything I bought season 3 and 4 and 5, and I'm like, is that instantly going to go away? That's what I'm concerned about. Like,
so the good news is they said, I remember when I watched the live stream and I read like a blog about it. The good news is they said, which is insane, they said everything that you've progressed in Warzone so far, like guns, skins and stuff, like that stuff carries over. They don't get rid of it. They don't vault it. Yeah, so you're gonna be able to keep all that stuff and the weapons and your loadouts, and then they'll be adding. I don't. It's definitely not like Treyarch had like put it on their engine or something like that. Like this is still gonna be like Modern Warfare's like gameplay and stuff on the Warzone. It's just like they'll reskin it to be Call of Duty Cold War-ish, And I don't know, like, because that's the weird thing. It's like, okay, well, if I'm gonna keep all my guns and stuff, right? Like, so my load, like, am I gonna be able to run around with my, am I gonna be able to run around with my OP M16? Fighting the XM4? Like, it's like I don't know how they're gonna visually do this, or like maybe I'm wrong. Like, are they gonna like hide away all the modern guns, or like reskin them into old school variant looking there? I don't know. There's a lot of like, what the hell? How this is gonna work? So. It'll be interesting to see how they pull it off, because I don't think we've ever seen this before, like a Warzone persistence between two different games in two different settings. Like this is
going to be a first, because in Black Ops 4 they just completely did away with their BR mode, and then they not only brought Warzone to Modern Warfare, but made it free as well. So I'm interested on that too. But to counter your point, but like I understand, like you amongst other people may have like invested a lot of time and money into this BR, but it happens in sports games all the time. All these dudes spend all this PC to rank their dudes up and get them to 99, and then the next year, or they play MUT or whatever, and they spend hella money for all these cards and stuff, and then the next year comes around. So and then none of that stuff carries over. They have to do it all over. So I wouldn't be surprised if Activision did pull something like that. But luckily it seemed like they're not. But we just have to really wait and see what exactly they're going to do.
No, you're right. It's Activision. You're right. God.
I just realized the funny thing about Madden is like the guys who play MUT actually get treated like real life mutts, second class dogs. Like that's fucking great. It is what it is. When does Cold War come out?
November 13th, I think they said.
That's gonna be like a PS5, Xbox Series X launch title, ain't it?
Yeah, it is.
So there you have it. Those are some thoughts. This episode will be up today, which we're recording. So you can still play it this weekend, I believe, if you haven't gotten your hands on. Make sure to try it if you have not. It's exclusive to the PS4, so if you don't have one, tough luck. Once again, Xbox don't got no games. Next on the conversation, honestly, I don't give a fuck about this game. But JG just insisted that I put the Avengers on the show notes. What do you have to say about the Avengers?
Look, man, I'm not going to beat the game and just not talk about it. Come on now, regardless of how I feel.
Sure.
So Ethos was first. Ethos beat the game in like a day, so it didn't even take him long to beat the
It was like 6 hours. Fucking pathetic.
Yeah. So the original campaign wasn't that long, but I think after. I didn't pay for it. I got it for free.
Yeah, disclose that.
This is why we can take the hit. We can take the fall for the community, whether to spend your money or not. And funny enough, somebody asked me last night, they were like, should I pay full price for this? I was like, no. Yeah, I was like, I don't know about that. But anyway, so I finally beat the game last week, and my sentiment still stands. Like, even with playing the beta, first of all, I didn't even like enjoy playing the same part that I played from the beta. I was actually more annoyed when we finally got to that part. But luckily, like, the beginning of the game did not start on that part. It really started with Kamala Khan, aka Kamala Harris, which you all still don't understand. It's a joke. But yeah, it was a freaking joke. But it started with Kamala Khan. Like, this is really her story on how she, really more single-handedly, brought back the Avengers. So it was more of a, let's get back together type of story. So when I was playing through it, minus the beta part that I already played, I still have really the same sentiment. Like, I really wish, well, first of all, I wish that the initial campaign was more of a like traditional co-op, like jump in, jump out type of situation. It's not. You have two parts. You have the regular campaign, which is more of a single player experience. And then you have the Avengers Initiative, which is the co-op, like sort of like raid dungeon type of thing, which we still haven't played, by the way. All these people got these codes in GI, but we still haven't played the co-op. I at least want to play it.
We're all on different platforms.
No, we're not. We're all on PS4.
Not me. I'm by myself.
Why not? Okay, anyways.
I was play that shit at 30.
He sounds so sad when he said that. I'm by myself.
I'm on PC.
I get you, Ethos, but I was scared, bro. I was
I'm not playing that shit on a fucking 30.
I was like, that game might be unoptimized, bro. So that's why I got on PS4. But okay, well, everybody except Ethos, we're all on the same platform. So I got to get everybody else to at least try to the co-op out. But But the regular campaign, like I said, I wish it was more of a traditional, hop in, hop out, co-op type experience. It's not. You have like certain points where you have multiple Avengers on the screen at the same time, and you can play with your friends on those parts. But I'm just like, it's so like far in between. Like, I don't know. I just wanted to just get through the story at that point, so I didn't really care about that. The story once you get towards the end it's all right. Like, it's not a terrible story. Like MODOK being the main villain, it's cool. Like, I actually enjoyed what ended up happening at the end, and there's a little spoiler at the end, so I'm assuming they're going to continue it, or they do continue it on the Avengers Initiative. So forgive me if they do continue it and I'm just not aware because I haven't played that portion yet. But I didn't really like playing Kamala Khan's parts. Like, she was my least favorite out of the joint, besides Hulk, because I know everybody had their initial reactions to wanting to play as Hulk as well, and I didn't really like it. My favorite part was still playing with MAGA Cap. I'm not gonna lie, Captain America was actually pretty dope. He was my most favorite hero from where you could play with. And then second would be Thor, and then third would be Iron Man. When I got to those parts, when Captain America showed up, that was dope. When Thor showed up, that was dope. But the majority of the time you're playing with Kamala Khan, Hulk, and then Iron Man. So I didn't really, level up Kamala Khan. I didn't really level up Hulk. I leveled up Iron Man until I got to Cap, and then after that, then I was just rocking with Cap the entire time throughout the rest of the campaign. But it just, I'm really just upset on how they like split it up. I just wish that they did not go this route. I just wanted it to just be a standard co-op, like up to 4 players, beat them up, type of action adventure game. But instead they turned it into just really a full-on looter type of experience, and I really think that they messed up. There are certain people that like that, but me personally, I just don't think that I don't think that it has a real place in an Avengers game. And I think that's what really pissed everybody off. Like, I didn't care about any of the items that I collected. Any of the high tier items that you do get, they don't even do anything to your like overall cosmetics. I thought that was one thing that they really missed. If you're gonna have me get items, at least have me like actually like be able to visually see it on my character. You cannot visually see any of this stuff. You only can get like whatever. They have a lot of cosmetics, like for like overall costumes, that's fine, but I still wish that they would have allowed like individual items actually showing your character. So like, what is the point of getting these high tier items if I can't even see it on my character? So that was another miss. So I just feel like they just really messed up with this concept, and I wish that they would take it back and give us the traditional like 4-player co-op experience that I wanted without any of the loot, because the loot just really pissing me off because I still don't care about it even after beating the game. So but after that though, like as far as like the actual combat is cool. I wish they could have had like a better skill tree. The skill tree for each character is kind of limited. At one point I can kind of understand because they want you to play with everybody, and I guess they didn't really want you to have a high skill tree or a more detailed skill tree, because they want you to level up everybody equally. But I still kind of wish that they would have had a bigger skill tree. It's not anything like this super like over the top as far as the skill that you can obtain, but it's decent enough for the things you can do. So I thought the combat was decent. The graphics were actually pretty good on the PS4, even though they were Marvel's Avengers. They were better, and I feel like the game, because I know a lot of people were complaining, saying that the PS4 version, the Xbox versions of the beta were also unoptimized. I would say that the PS4 version was optimized as well once the full game came out, so you don't have to worry about that, at least on my end, for performance issues. And it seemed like really not too many people are complaining after the full game came out. But yeah, I just stick to my sentiment. Like, I don't think that this game is worth $60 unless like you're really going to grind in a co-op the Avengers Initiative. Like, if you care about that type of stuff, cool. But we just need more characters, because we still don't really have all the characters, and they're gonna milk the hell out of that shit because it's Square Enix. So I need more characters. I need that now. I think that would have automatically increased the longevity of the game. And you needed a traditional co-op.
Hawkeye's coming.
Yeah, he's coming. He's not here yet.
That was a joke. Don't nobody want to play him.
I mean, somebody would. He's a character, right? He's something that they don't have yet.
Before Ethos says his piece. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just asking, can you unlock everything, or is it behind paywall? Like,
everything's technically behind a paywall, but you can unlock them by just playing the game.
Okay. Oh.
Ethos, before you say your piece, did you guys take a look at the patch notes that I linked that dropped for the latest patch?
Yes, I'm actually installing it right now.
These patch notes are as long as the Great Wall of China. This game fucking sucks, bro. I don't care what nobody says. Look at all the shit they had to fix. But go ahead, Ethos. I just wanted to put that out there. Go ahead.
Yeah, I kind of agree with everything JG said. I feel like this game's only designated towards one person or one type of gamer, and that's honestly like if you're a looter fan.
I thought you were about to say loser.
Only appeal to losers.
I mean, I do feel like looter shooter fans are losers. I do feel that. Jokes aside, I don't know. I feel like the game, the game has potential. I think maybe it might be a thing where like I don't think this game launched and it's as bad as like the state like Destiny 2 was or Anthem is. I don't think at all. Like I think it's just a solid game, and I feel like a good amount of the game community like unfairly shat on it a little too harsh when I don't think it's as bad as some people made it out to be. But I think it fails at reaching like what it could have, like its full potential. The main reasons is because it's just the loot system. I think that's like the core problem with the game is that like the loot system, like even as like a looter game, it doesn't feel rewarding for the loot that you get. Like the loot doesn't like change your cosmetically of how your character looks. That's only skins, and then the skins are the only way that you can obtain those skins is I think by buying them. There are some skins you can get by just unlocking them, but a lot of the really nice ones I think you have to actually buy them. I apologize if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. So there is no like paywall from a gameplay standpoint to play the game. Like for the most part, if you just play the game, you're going to get access to all the content you want. But the problem with this game, and the biggest problem with like this game, and it's the number one thing about all looter games, is like there's no I don't feel like there's a goal I'm reaching towards. Most of the time when I'm like playing looter games, like not only is it to reach like this high score with my loot and whatever, but there's a reason why I'm reaching that high score, because there's some sort of event, there's some sort of content out there that's like pushes you to the limit where you want to be as powerful as possible in order to tackle it and take it down. But from what I've seen from my experience of playing it, I don't like the game either doesn't tell you that it's something like this exists or it's not there. And I mean, I'm not talking about like just higher difficulty content that's just the same content with just like added different mechanics to it and stuff like that. Like I'm talking like a raid or like some big sort of strike or something, like something that's like, okay, this is like some big thing, some big moment, some big event that I need to prep for. And that was like the one things about Destiny. The one thing that saved Destiny 1 was that Vault of Glass, was because people were prepping for the Vault of Glass. And that was like the one bit of good content that game had when the game came out. And that's what kept it alive for so long. But this game doesn't have it. And like the leak of like Black Panther and the Wakanda raid sounds fire, but I wish like it had been teased or shown a little bit already in the game that we got or something, so I knew like what I was getting excited for, what I was prepping for. Because once you
there's a Black Panther raid coming?
Yeah, it was leaked. It was leaked by data miners. There's a Wakanda raid.
You know why that shit got pushed up.
Yeah.
Well, it got pushed back because it originally was going to be the first piece of content, but they pushed it back and switched it out.
What a coincidence!
For like, well, because whatchamacallit died, and they didn't want to.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
So, I mean, that's why they delayed it, because it was going to come out faster, but they delayed it because they're like, yeah, Chadwick Boseman died, and you don't want to, look like terrible, like making some content that you could buy when like profiting off his
capitalize. Yeah, at least
I
pushed it back. Okay.
So yeah, it makes sense. So yeah, but like I agree mostly with JG. Like the one really good part of the game where I was like, oh, this is what the game should feel like. This game's fire is like, and I'm pretty sure JG will agree, is the final boss. That whole final segment, like it felt like I was in an MCU film. I was like, oh, this is the experience I want. But like everything else in between doesn't feel like that. Like the story is honestly the best part of the entire game, and that's, I'm not even joking. Like it's actually really solid, but like think of it like it's solid from the perspective of like an MCU movie, not like oh yeah, like just overall like, oh, it's a really great story. It's just like from like what you can expect from MCU movies. I'd put it like right in the middle of all the MCU movies. Like it's like right there. It's a little bit close to the Avengers movie, but a little bit less. It's solid. It's really good. It's solid. But gameplay mechanic wise, like it works. Skill tree wise, it works. It's just the loot stuff. It just feels like, not that it's shoehorned in, it just feels like it just doesn't belong there. And as a result, like it just turns you off if you're not a looter fan. And even if you are a looter fan, like I don't even think the loot system's that good to even like have you happy and impressed with it. So I don't think it's as bad as everybody makes it out to be, but it's by no means a really good game or a great game. It's like what we said before, what we predicted. For me, it's like a 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10.
Yeah, it could be better. A little bit of work. I think it has potential. I think, yeah, a lot of the performance could be better, but like,
so wait, is it a definitive 6 to you, or is it an adjustable 6?
A adjustable 6.
Okay, shout out to Kevin.
Yeah, it's like, in its best moments, like it can reach. It's like, you know, when we talked about Anthem, when we said like when the game works and everything's working as one, like it can reach that 8. It feels really good, but then like there's just so many of these other things that are like missing or that are broken that like it just can't do it all the time, and you can see that flicker of like, oh, like I see the vision, but then like it'll just like do some stupid shit and you'll be like, oh, now I'm frustrated, like, you know, the technical like lags out and game crashing and stuff like that. So like with this game, is like I feel like it's the exact same thing, just not at the same level as Anthem was. But yeah, I mean, if you're an MCU like diehard fan, you'll probably like this game, I guess. Like you'll get your little things, but
that's a lie.
Well, no, I think like, yeah, if you are a hardcore Marvel fan, like this game is not bad by any stretch of the imagination if you're that type of fan. But like if you're like a hardcore gamer and you kind of want, you know, something more for it, it's not going to give you that. It's just like, what's those games? It's like the games that are marketed towards technically kids and like parents and stuff like that. It's like that type of game where it's just like you as an adult is going to play it and be like, whatever, like, but it's not marketed towards you. Like, I think I'm positive, like, a kid plays this game and they would love it. They would love Marvel's Avengers. 100%, they would love this game.
A Game Pass game.
Yeah, like a Game Pass, like a game that, like, yeah, if you could get like a subscription and try it out, I would say give it a shot. I think it's worth like at least like playing the story and like the main mission stuff. But I agree with JG, all the side content, all that go to this objective, hold the computer, that shit's trash. I don't think any of it's interesting or fun. Only Destiny fans like that shit, and that's because they don't know better. So it is what it is.
Since we're all in lockdown, this is the perfect time to work on yourself. I know a lot of you are using this free time to get back into shape, but that's not enough. You gotta have style and appearance. The best way to complement that new look too is a solid cologne, especially if you're trying to attract the ladies. Ladies love a good smelling man, and my cologne of choice is Hawthorne. Hawthorne is a men's hygiene brand that has simplified the hygiene shopping experience for the average man. No need to aimlessly wander around in your local stores or read a million online reviews just to figure out what's suitable for you. Simply fill out their 2-minute quiz on their website, and based off your answers, they'll suggest the products that are best for you. Their cologne is great because it comes in a set of 2, one for work and one for play, and I think that adds a lot of value compared to other packages, and not to mention that it smells great. Every time I wear it, my girl is just like, I love it. They also offer a wide array of great products such as body wash, lotion, facial cleansers, and more. And the best part is the Hawthorne experience is risk-free. They provide free shipping and returns if you are not satisfied, which I highly doubt. And since Hawthorne is a sponsor of the show, be sure to head on over to hawthorne.co, and that's Hawthorne with an E, and use promo code GI at checkout to get 10% off your first purchase. That's hawthorne.co, and use code GI at checkout to get 10% off your first purchase at hawthorne.co. Just remember to use code GI at checkout. True. There you have it.
Sorry, Destiny fans. I'm still waiting for your DLC.
There's your hot take on the Avengers. So you guys decide whether or not you want to play it. Let's get into the news portion of the show. So since the last podcast, there was the big PlayStation event. What's the name? They announced a lot of big things. It was a 40-minute event. We got price, a bunch of different games. Some of the highlights include, the digital version of the PS5 will be $400, and the one with the disc drive will be $500. There was Final Fantasy 16 revealed. They showed some Spider-Man Miles Morales. A new game, Harry Potter Hogwarts Legacy. It's getting a lot of interesting dialogue behind that. They showed the Cold War campaign. There's a new Resident Evil Village that got announced. Some Deathloop gameplay, Devil May Cry Special Edition, Devil May Cry 5. Oddworld, and a new Five Nights at Freddy and Demon Souls. Oh, also they announced too, if you have PS Plus, you get a collection of games for the PS5, like some of the greatest hits like Uncharted, and I think it was Ratchet & Clank and some other shit. So if you buy a PS5 and you're too poor to afford any games, you're one of those weirdos, you'll be able to play Uncharted 4, I guess, for free. Bud Light, what did this do for you, the PlayStation event? What did you like about it? What did you dislike?
I was actually watching it on your live stream. So I did. Obviously, I want to play Spider-Man. I do want to play Spider-Man. I do enjoy Ratchet & Clank, so I do want to play that as well. But other than that, what else I got out of it? Nomad talks too much. What else? I do want to try. I don't know if they showed it in the event, but I do want to try Godfall as well.
Oh, I forgot they announced God of War too. It was just a screenshot, but they announced that too. My bad. God of War.
Yeah, God of War next year, but also the game Godfall. If y'all remember them showing that off before.
I don't know how I feel about that game.
I watched the gameplay and it looked kind of generic, but I like the look of it, and I do like slashers. But I do, and I'm sorry, Ethos, but I was not feeling the Demon Soul.
Why are you apologizing to me? It's not my video game. It's not my video game. Don't say that to me unless someone say right here. I don't give a fuck.
I enjoy Sekiro, but I don't know. I don't know if I could backtrack to Demon Souls. It just looked like a lot of walking.
How you feeling about the price point of the PS5?
I actually didn't mind it. I do wish, I don't understand why it's $100 more for the physical. The digital. I mean, not the digital, the physical one. But I say it should be at least $450. But
I agree because it made sense with the PS4 and 3 because Blu-ray was kind of new. But at this point, I would imagine that technology to make those disc drives for the Blu-ray should have came down. I don't think it should be more than 100. That's just Sony being extra, I think.
Well, you already know that any type of console that they sell, it's at a loss. So why would they charge 50 when they could easily charge 100? People are going to buy it anyway. So
they could have considered charging 50 because Microsoft is coming very aggressive with that $300 price point. At the end of the day, it's about getting as many units in the house as possible, and then you can make up for that money later. It's about competition.
I mean, I got you, but there's also a controversy on whether they had different prices before Xbox announced theirs. So we don't know.
So you think they would have charged more if the price wasn't so low for Xbox?
Yes, they would have charged 600.
Fucking Saudi.
Yeah, you're probably right.
No doubt.
So we don't know that for sure. Like I said, I'm just giving theories here, but I'm pretty sure that's it. $50, even though that's technically an even number. Why not charge 100 more and make it the same price that Microsoft did the Xbox Series X?
That Final Fantasy 16 looked fire to me. I didn't really like 15 like that. It was okay to me, but it was kind of a boy band simulator. But the 7 remake gave me some faith. So 16 looked good to me. Miles Morales looked fire. I'm not a Harry Potter fan, but the gameplay looked kind of cool in that Hogwarts Legacy. It looks like you'll be able to create your own wizard. So, I mean, I might be interested to see what that's about. I don't care about Resident Evil Village, but I understand people really like that game. So, I can understand people being excited for it. The price point, I'm cool with it. It is what it is. I secured myself 3 of them. So, if anybody want to buy one, let me know. 1,500. Let me know. I'm definitely a capitalist. Yeah, definitely a capitalist. So I'm out here. What about you, Ethos? How'd you feel about this event?
I mean, kind of exactly what I expected. Nothing, unfortunately, convinced me that I need to get a PS5 day one. So I'm just not going to get one day one. It did convince me though next year that I definitely want to get one because God of War and a lot of the really big games that I won't be able to play on PC yet. They'll be.
I was gonna say, I don't know.
Yeah, but I say we could.
There's a lot of controversy with the whole also on PC thing. I thought it's really a shot in the gut and pretty funny to me that the first game they reveal on their PS5 entire show is literally a game that also comes on PC. And then it seems like a lot of companies have been backtracking, saying that oh no, we lied, it's not on PC. But that doesn't. The reason why I don't buy any of those news, saying you don't let something like that. That's not a mistake, right? Sony reviewed the shit out of their live stream, their play, what they were going to show, the content. It's not like a company can just give Sony a trailer and say, hey, just show this, and then Sony doesn't even check it. So for me to believe that a multi-million company accidentally forgot that saying also on PC was a mistake is the most ludicrous claim I've ever.
When did they say that?
So there's been a couple articles that released a lot of the games that Demon Souls was coming to PC. Final Fantasy 16 is coming to PC. What is the other one? There was another one in between those. I can't remember what it was. Deathloop.
Well, we already know Deathloop.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but there was a lot of games that like got revealed on that stream that people that like they were like, oh, PS4 console exclusive, and they said, Everest, also on PC. And then it was funny to me, and this is why I got a little like upset about this, was that like what I saw on my timeline wasn't matching up with what I saw what happened last year when Xbox did the exact same thing. That was the point like that I was like focusing on, was that you buying a PS5 day one, whatever you do it, it's your own money. I'm not going to be the one to tell you money, but there is 100% like this kind of confirms with me, and a lot of other people have also been saying this on the timeline too on Twitter, is that there is 100% a bias against Xbox, where Xbox does the same thing last year, right? About all these games now also on PC. Remember? And there was a whole.
Oh no, I agree with you right there. Yeah,
right.
nobody's making fun of Sony.
Right.
All your games are coming to PC.
Yeah, nobody made fun, except for PC players. But for the most part, Sony fans were just straight up hypocrites. They were just like, "Oh, look at we got Final Fantasy 16, and you don't have it," and stuff. And then literally, it was like when Xbox said the same thing to PlayStation fans and said, "Oh no, but you can't get it on PlayStation." They said, "But it's on PC. It's on PC. It doesn't matter." So now that it's happened reverse wise, there's a couple of things that they've been hypocrites about since this event. That being one of them. Now they act like, oh, it's okay now. So like that's one hypocrisy I don't like. The second thing is that like everyone was trying to say that like Sony was being hypocrites too, because they were talking about we care about generations, and these games are going to be only on the PS5, like Miles Morales and Horizon, and this is why you want to buy a PS5 because these are our selling points, and like all this stuff all works together into one main reason. They want to convince you need to buy a PS5 ASAP. And my whole argument is that is a waste of money and not smart, because if you think about it, then literally the same day after all the hype had died down, they just quietly started to say, oh, Miles Morales is also on PS4. Horizon Zero Dawn is also on PS4. Like all the games that are coming out this next year are gonna be on PS4. So I get like, if you're a PC gamer, right, if you want to admit that now you care about graphics and stuff, that you're only getting the PS5 because you want that graphical upgrade, that would be the only reason why you're getting this console, because there's no longer really, except for Demon Souls, I think, there's really, unless that gets PS4 too.
It may be a little bit of performance boost, because I imagine the game's going to run better.
Right, but there's no good argument about why you need a PS5 like day one. Like the only games that come out are, and checking the list, I saw like people tweeting this too, Xbox technically has more day one exclusives coming out than PS5 day one. Now it comes down to what you said, a choice of like, well, do you care about these games or that game? Yeah, that's true. But from like a console exclusive perspective, like Xbox has more, and the Game Pass is like the other thing. So if you think about it, the PS5 until 2021 is going to be a third party machine for the most part. So Ratchet and Clank doesn't come out to next year. Horizon doesn't come out to next year. All you get is what, Miles Morales, Demon Souls, and then if you care about Astro's Playroom, I guess. Like,
2K, baby.
Yeah, but like 2K is like what you be getting. Like you be getting a bunch of third-party games, but like these are all games that are also on the Xbox, and then you have the Game Pass too. On top of
I actually agree. If you're buying, because to be honest, if we were talking about this like last week, it's funny. Like the only real reason to buy a next gen console right now is probably 2K, because that's going to be an original game. And if you're buying a next gen console for 2K, you're probably better getting it on Xbox, because you can get the Xbox for $300, and then you can get the Game Pass, and then you get it for $1.
Like if you're a broke boy, shout out to the broke boys in the chat. If you're a broke boy, you just pay $23. Like if you're gonna do that financing, I wouldn't recommend it. But if you have to do it, hey, I'm not gonna judge you for whatever financial decision you make. Except for, I think it wouldn't be the smartest, but hey, like some people can't afford $300 up front one day in November, especially during all this COVID stuff, because COVID's definitely fucked over people's money. I totally could see how the financing would be smart, where it'd be like $23, that's all you pay. You get an Xbox One S, you can get like buy 2K, that's like altogether you paid $120. You got your next gen console, you got your 2K, and you're online, and you have a bunch of other games. And like that's way better, like value-wise, money-wise. Xbox has way better value for you day one of playing these games than PlayStation, which is why I'm like, if you want, like, this is my opinion. If I was going to buy, this is just my opinion. This is what I'd recommend to people. If I was being honest with you, I would say on release day, if you don't want to spend a lot of money because you're going to meme Xbox, just buy the $23 finance, buy the Xbox One S, get the Game Pass and stuff. Just play on that until literally next year, when then all this like shipping stuff is all fixed out, when there's more in stock. And then wait till next year. PS5, I guarantee you, is going to have 4 bundles with all the new games that are going to come out on it, because God of War is apparently going to come out next year. So they'll have a God of War bundle, probably. Think about it. Christmas, Black Friday next year. You're going to get a crazy good deal for that. You'll probably save yourself in the long run $300, $400, $500 by just waiting a couple months. And if you really need to play Miles Morales, if all of us have PS4s, just play it on PS4 and then you'll get it on PS5. You'll get the upgrade. So then just play it on PS5 when your PS5 comes out. But if you absolutely need to play it for the high performance, graphics, then hey man, spend $500 on that. Go ahead, be my guest for one game. Be my guest. I'm still gonna call you stupid, but hey, be my guest. That's my whole point. I'm glad I get time to explain the thought process, but that's my entire point about why.
Hey, that man, the Xbox.
No, yeah.
Dead ass. I want to say I wish Microsoft was paying me because I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been defending them like a motherfucker. I've been hella defending them.
The conspiracy.
I'm a PC person, but the conspiracy is on Xbox.
The conspiracy theorist in me, because I didn't know that Sony was downplaying that, it was coming to the PS4. So now hearing that, the conspiracy theorist in me makes me believe that they're trying to just, soften the blow for the Sony ponies. They don't want them to really know because it's on the show notes and we can talk about this. Some Sony reps have already said to various reputable publications that they want more of their first party titles to come to PC. Your God of Wars and all that shit, it's most likely going to come to PC.
It's on its way.
Yeah, it's on its way. They said they want it and now they're trying to downplay it. You're saying that's funny. So it's looking honestly like this generation PC might be the best because the Xbox exclusives are already on PC and the PS4s are starting to trickle over. I mean, we already got Hellblade over there, Final Fantasy 15. It's starting to come over to PC. Horizon just came, so it's looking.
So tell me why. Why the hell would you try to argue to me and tell me, well, there's no way Horizon Forbidden West is going to be on PC? Dog, they just released the first game on PC.
It's getting to a point where the only reason to own a console is convenience. I'm not mad at you. If you don't want to build a PC, I understand that. But if your goal is for the best experience and to get all the exclusives, it's honestly looking like PC might be the wave.
But think about it. Why would a person buy a PS5? With everything I said, why would a person buy a PS5? The only argument, even Chaos said to me, what was the only argument you could use? Because I want better graphics, I want better performance, right? Well, then you just say, well, why don't you just get a PC at that point, right? Well, you could say the price wise, it's cheaper, but in the long run, you're gonna save more money at the end of the day.
Yeah, that storage is looking suspect too.
And the storage.
The Spider-Man is about to be 109 gigabytes, and then your 2K too if you buy 2K.
So hearing that storage is just funny, bro. Oh my goodness,
Christ, bro. Imagine in 2020 not being able to get terabytes of storage.
All right. Can we get at least 3? Jesus,
I can't relate, dog. I can't.
So going back to what you were talking about, because this is on the show notes too. Microsoft announced you'll be able to finance the console. I can't get behind that shit. You was over there promoting. No. Because if you cannot afford a $300 console, you don't need it. I'm sorry, you don't need it. The only way I can say it's cool to finance the console is if you have the money and you're trying to build your credit, then sure, go for it. But if you don't got $300 in your bank account, the last thing you need to be worried about is a next gen console. You need to go on the side and worry about building that resume, especially with COVID going on and you're not sure what if you do you imagine how embarrassing it would be to finance an Xbox. You don't have the money, you're 3 payments in, the 4th one comes and you can't have it, your Xbox gets repossessed. You would be a living clown.
I'm gonna be honest with you though, okay, this could be I'm not gonna say this
and that's the question. Are they gonna do that? Are niggas gonna show up to your house and repossess your Xbox? Imagine that shit, bro.
Yeah, I'm not poor by any stretch, and I don't want to sound like an asshole, I'm shitting on poor people, but is it really hard to obtain $23 a month? I get if you can't obtain $23 a month, then yeah, there's a big you shouldn't even think about
how many people complain in my chat that gotta watch ads. And it's $5 to sub, Ethos. Think about that.
Well, I think that's them. That's them being, them. That's people
being niggas.
I'm pretty sure the other side, the other demographics, don't deal with that issue at all. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But I don't know. I agree with what you're saying though. I would not tell somebody that this is the best thing you could do. I'm saying that the option is just having options. I'm
just saying if we're having an adult conversation, finance the console if you have the money so you can build your credit, but do not finance the console if you don't have the money.
Yeah. I might get an S. I think I might get an S just for that, just to financially boost my credit. So
I actually thought about it too. I was thought about that too.
I might get both. Just get both. Hey, I'll get 4K for Spotify, 4K, whatever else. Maybe I'll get like you. I'll buy one game occasionally on it because I'm like, I gotta use it for something. But yeah, definitely agree with you on that.
I tried to tell him, man, that's not a good look. Like 2 years, I was like, that's not really an investment. Like if you find yourself paying $20 for 2 years on a console,
I'm sorry, you're a loser. You're a loser.
Yeah, that's what I'm. This is what I'm saying. I had a whole conversation about it. I'm like, look, I understand what you may think about it, but that's not an investment. Like you finance a car, you finance a house, you make payments on some furniture, you make payments on a mattress. You don't make payments for 2 years on a console. If you don't have the money, bro, don't do that. You're gonna sit there. You're gonna sit there looking dumb. You really gonna sit there looking dumb paying for that for 2 years. I could understand 1 year or 6 months. But this is a $300 console or $500 console. You're already paying $240. Say if you paid the minimum $20, that's $240 in a year. So, all right, so there's already that, and you got to pay 60 more. But then if it's 500, then you literally are paying for 2 years. If you cannot pay for a $500 Xbox Series X for 2 years, in 2 years, then or before then something's wrong.
You're gonna be really mad too because the first wave of consoles are always buggy. You're gonna be really mad if you get one that breaks down. So that's what I was telling people. I was like, yo, let people like us beta test for you who can afford it. And if it doesn't work, be like, yo, just wait till like next year when they work the kinks out, because you do not want to finance a console and that shit break down. And then keep in mind, we're in the middle of COVID, so if you try to ship that console in to get it fixed, it's probably gonna be a while before you get it back.
Yeah, and somebody was like, oh man, they're just going to put more Xboxes in the household. Okay, but there are going to be a lot more people that are going to mess up their damn credit too. So that's just a finesse. They're going to get you.
Imagine how stupid you would look on your credit report saying your Xbox got repossessed and that's why you lost 100 points off your credit. Work?
Like, are they gonna like come up in your house and rip your Xbox out?
Niggas in Master Chief suits are gonna show up with guns and shit and pull the Xbox out of the damn wall.
We had a whole conversation. I don't know, bro. People talking about they just gonna unplug it while you in the middle of playing 2K or something. You sitting there trying to grind your player to 99 and they just cut your shit off and they take your saves away from you. It ain't even in the cloud no more.
Yo, high key, that shit that's a reality TV show right there. That shit would be funny as fuck.
I was like, bro, I'm a patent that. I was like, no, somebody needs to do that for real. Just go and repossess Xboxes. Yes, that'll be hilarious.
They got a repossession show on what was it, like True TV, where they repossess like cars and shit. Remember, they could do the same thing for consoles.
They start fighting people in that. That's just hilarious.
That shit would be great. Come on, Xbox, make it happen. It's funny too because I put that on the notes and we kind of just naturally went to that conversation. We talked. The only thing I didn't talk about was like the release date, but I mean it's November too. So.
What is it? November.
When
is the pre-order thing
like the day before?
September 22nd. Pre-orders are September 22nd.
Convincing me.
Yeah, for the Xbox, yeah, September 22nd.
Maybe I'll definitely get a S. Financially, that's like a smart move if you have the money for it. It's like, fuck it.
Build that credit. Don't. Yeah, I had to learn that the hard way. Don't wait too late. If you're 18, start building that credit if you can. So I mean, yeah, there's our conversations on the Xbox and the PlayStation events and things that went on. Another event that happened since the last podcast is Ubisoft had a press conference, Ubi Forward. They revealed they are doing a remaster of Sands of Time, Prince of Persia: Sands of Time. They finally revealed Immortals: Phoenix Rising, which used to be another game that went by Gods and Monsters. They had Stormzy and Watch Dogs Legion. And then they revealed this Riders Republic game as well as Scott Pilgrim. That was trending on Twitter. People was really hyped about that. Was there anything that was dope that you saw here, Bud, that you liked during this event?
I thought the Riders Republic was gonna be like a 2 Extreme, if you guys remember that. But because I was like, dang, I really want to kick people off bikes and like do some snowboarding and all that stuff. But it looked more like a upgraded Steep, and that flopped pretty bad. So I lost interest in that. I do want to try the Prince of Persia, but I don't know how. I remember it being a little super easy, because can't you not die in that?
No, that was the 2008 remake.
Oh, okay. I was like, because you cannot die in that, but if they make it harder, yeah, I'll definitely try the Prince of Persia, because I did have a lot of fun with that back in the day. But other than that, nah, I don't really care about anything else.
What about you, Jay?
The Prince of Persia actually looked good. I'm not like the biggest fan of it, but I do like that they took the time to remake it. It does look visually impressive. Stormzy, I don't care about. I care about Watch Dogs Legion, but not about Stormzy. I don't know what the hell that was. Some political jargon or whatever. Riders Republic. Oh, that game. Ass. Like, what is that? What is this game supposed to be? Like, I hate saying that the game looks ass or trash, but like, I literally was just watching it again. And I can't tell you what it is. Like, I have to agree with Bud Lightyear. It looked like Steep, but just with everything. You could just ride anything. But what is the point? What are you doing?
Yeah,
racing each other across America?
Can we do some tricks? Like, what is this?
Yeah, it looks like just a bunch of nothing. Like, I'm not trying to just sit around and ride on a bike through the mountains and stuff. Like, I'm good. And the Scott Pilgrim, like, that's cool. I think people are just like, there's just like a crazy cult following for Scott Pilgrim, and I think that's why it started trending. People were very, very excited about this. Again, I'm not the biggest Scott Pilgrim fan. I did enjoy the movie when it came out, but like, I didn't play any other games. But it did look cool that it's out. But it was, pretty light. Ubi for it, and I think probably the biggest thing besides the cult following with Scott Pilgrim was probably Prince of Persia, and then Immortal Phoenix. Like I said, Gods and Monsters, when they first announced that, I was like, I'm not really a fan. But after seeing some gameplay and they changed the name, it actually looks kind of interesting. So I'll keep my eye on that one. But obviously, like, as far as just Ubisoft titles as a whole for this conference, Watch Dogs Legion is probably at the tip top for me. I'm just waiting to get my hands on that one.
Yeah. I look forward to the Princess Persia remake. That was one of my favorite games as a kid, so it'd be nice to revisit that. Watch Dogs Legion, I was already excited about that because I played that. Immortals Phoenix, I got to play that. That's really a good, really, really good game that I think people shouldn't sleep on. If you like Zelda and like DMC, like I said, I was tired of open world games. I was like, damn, they got me with another one, bro. Like, it's fun, and they're just traversing the environment. I did a whole video on it, but if you haven't seen the gameplay, check it out. It's gonna be a sleeper, and it's coming out in December. I feel like this game's gonna get good reviews, but not a lot of people are gonna play it because, unfortunately, with the gaming community, people like to complain that we need new IPs, and then when people make them, they don't play them. But I think it's gonna be a really good game. I think people should keep their eyes on that. But other than that, this event was kind of I don't even remember them revealing this space game. August, a game of space. Like, what the fuck is this?
I don't know.
I think I missed that one.
Yeah, I must have been sleeping in that part. They kept trying to shove Hyperscape down our throats too. That game is dead. Shout out to Ethos though. You were I don't know if you saw it, but you were in the event.
Yeah.
I was like, and then my sound buddy at the end, victory.
Ethos famous now.
Right.
And then Riders Republic, yeah, that looks like DLC for Steep. I'm good off of that, and I don't care about Scott's Pilgrim. But Immortal Phoenix, keep your eyes on that. I tell everybody, if you like Zelda, I think you're gonna like that game. It's their own little spin on it. What else we got on the notes? What else we got? Nintendo has done 2 directs since the last podcast. Honestly, in my opinion, they're weak as fuck. The only things that I had on the notes that we're talking about was Mario Kart Live, which was like an AR game, like you can, I guess, drive in real life or something.
Yeah.
That shit look dog shit.
I didn't see this live. What the hell is it?
They announced a Mario VR game for like 32 people. I'm like, who wants to play that? They announced the Mario 3D All Stars, which I got. I mean, that's a cool little collection. And then they also revealed Monster Hunter Rise coming to the Switch. It looked like you play some ninja shit. It looked kind of cool. I'm not into Monster Hunter, but it looked kind of cool. Was there anything in the directs that y'all saw that was worth talking about?
I just thought the Mario Kart was hilarious, but I understand if you're like a kid, like if you get it for like your kid or something, they might get beat up in school, but they might get some friends through that, like if they want to play like with a toy and their Switch at the same time. But
in real life. They announced Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, which is a prequel to Breath of the Wild, but it's a Dynasty Warriors clone, it's like the last one with Zelda skins. People were asking me if I was gonna play. I don't give a fuck about no damn Hyrule Warriors. Like, we're still playing Dynasty Warriors in 2020.
That's crazy.
Just because
it's crazy that they're sticking around and like we have yet another game that's Dynasty Warriors in the Zelda world.
Does that sell well? Like, I don't understand. Like,
I don't think it. I'm pretty sure it doesn't anymore. I know it used to because I used to be a Dynasty Warriors and a Samurai Warriors fan, but I don't think it sells well anymore. I don't know how they're.
It has to. They keep making them.
Maybe I am wrong. I don't know.
Fucking people are like, are you gonna play that? And I'm like, Hyrule Warriors, Watch Dogs, Assassin's Creed, Cyberpunk, Next Gen 2K. Like, there's so many amazing games coming out. And you ask me, I'm gonna play Dynasty Warriors. I don't give a fuck if it's a Link skin on that shit. Fuck that game.
So I'm good on the Nintendo stuff. I'm not really the biggest. Actually, I'm not really a fan at all of Monster Hunter, but I think the people excited about that. And yeah, that was pretty much it. And then that Mario Kart Live was pretty. I think that was the funniest thing of the whole direct.
Hey, no, but this 3D All Stars collection is nice if you haven't played these games before. Like, I'm playing Sunshine.
I'm a copy. I'm watch my wife play it.
Sunshine is I've only played Sunshine. I didn't play 64 or Galaxy. I've actually never played Galaxy. That's one of the reasons I bought this collection. But Super Mario Sunshine is my favorite Mario, and I can say visually it still stands up. It's a little wonky from it feels like an older game, but it still feels good for the most part. So it's like. I was playing. I was like, I can see why this was my favorite Mario. Like, it's still a good game. So, like, if you haven't played them, I'd recommend picking it up for anybody listening. And last but not least, I got on the show notes because JG loves to talk about what's going on in the game and pop culture. The king's son, Brawny, signs to FaZe. He signs to the FaZe clan. And you know what's crazy? He signed to the FaZe clan and he's acting out. I don't know if y'all saw last night, but he was smoking that loud pack on Snapchat. I said, hold up, bruh. Brawny fucking signed to FaZe and now he acting just like, I think they say he was smoking on the Nuggets pack or something like that. I don't know.
He said my daddy got a game tonight.
Smoking on that Jokic pack. Go ahead.
Crazy thing about it, he's actually pretty nice at Warzone. Like,
he's good at 2K too. I was in his stream one time. I was like, yo, he's actually pretty good at this game.
And he plays on mouse and keyboard on Warzone, and I was like, what?
Yeah, they said he's nice at Fortnite too. I'm just curious to what this means. I mean, it's good because honestly, it brings more eyes to the industry and it brings more money in. But what does it mean in terms of him being on the team? Because I thought his goal was to make it to the NBA.
I would love to like be a fly on the wall to see like what's in his contract or like what are we doing, or are you literally just using him just as a face, or is he actually going to be like inherently involved in what FaZe does, including like, you know, professional gaming tournaments? Is he going to be doing that type of stuff or what? Like, I really don't understand what this really entails, but it's cool. I mean, for him, I guess.
Yeah, the people I watch some of the FaZe people play Warzone and stuff, and he's usually in there, like holding his own. So I don't know, maybe.
I just find it funny how like FaZe, even through like all the controversy like surrounding the CEOs and Tfue, like what was it, a year or so ago, claiming that, you know, they were stealing money and they're still signing people. It looks like they really have not even slowed down.
Nope.
You said FaZe is the Bad Boy Records of gaming?
I guess so. They doing something, man. Because like I said, this is crazy. They're still getting
we need
people.
a death row.
Right.
Yeah.
They traded Tfue for Nick Merckx. I'm like, damn, you just left 100 Thieves, Nick Merckx. You just trading teams.
Yeah, it's crazy too because the original president, he recently left and started his own team called Xset, and he said the reason he left is because FaZe became basically a frat boy house, and like it was just too much drama and craziness, and it wasn't enough business. But they keep attracting people somehow.
Yeah, it's just because of name. Like it's really. I would actually argue that like I think like from like the OG like Call of Duty like centric teams, like FaZe is probably still like at the tippy top. Like I think they even like trumped Optic, to be honest. Like it's still like the OG Optic dudes, but I don't think Optic like is really is popping like in this generation.
Well, no, Optic collapsed.
Well, yeah, and then they create, 100 Thieves ended up being created, and yeah, they just like pretty much are done. But FaZe somehow stuck around through all of that.
It's a shame to see Optic collapse because that ass like FaZe is like the Lakers of the gaming community. And Optic was the Celtics, bro. It was like, you know, the rivalry's gone, bro. The 360 no scopes and shit. But you know, different time, different era. If anybody doesn't have any more hot takes or anything else to add to the show, we can wrap it up. Does anybody have anything? No. Okay.
I'm in the internal testing for Predecessor, and they're starting to do a lot more stuff.
Wait. Are you allowed to speak about that?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. I'm making sure you ain't getting in trouble.
Yeah, it's just they added like 100 new items, and 2 new characters. So hopefully their alpha opens back up soon.
It's feeling good. You saying?
Question. I need to know when it opens back up because I didn't get a chance to play it. I was busy every weekend. I was busy literally every single weekend. As soon as I got a code, I was like, damn.
It felt good. But what I will say from playing it is, it didn't hit the same. Like, I think if it would have came out maybe a year after, I think I would have been more inclined. But I don't know. Like, I'm kind of at peace with Paragon. Like, I be talking shit, but like it just didn't hit the same for me. Like, they got to do something unique to separate it from Paragon, I think, for me to really get engaged in it.
Okay.
I got you.
Yeah. That being said, that's all we got on the show notes. You are the guest, bud. So you got the show floor. What is your closing statement for Gaming Illuminati episode 105? Go.
Nah, I just want to appreciate you guys for letting me on. I've been watching you guys since I was in college, 2012. So I've enjoyed the ride, like seeing you guys grow. And I just appreciate you guys letting me on and talking games.
For sure. What's the let them know your social media so they can find you.
Oh yeah. Again, it's my YouTube is Bud Lightyear with 2 D's, and then my Twitch, IG, and my Twitter is Bud Lightyear _ because somebody stole my freaking original.
There you have it. Ethos, you've been quiet. Give us your closing statement for episode 105. Go.
Thanks everybody for watching. Again, if anybody's have any information about who leaked some sort of like fake news on me, you can DM me on Twitter at Gaming Ethos. I would love to find the culprit of this crime, for slander and libel. I would really appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey. All right.
I can't with this dude, man.
Birthday boy, what's your closing statement for episode 105? Go.
I want to take a page out of your book, TBH. If you stayed to the very end of the podcast, go ahead and put in the YouTube comments, bless up UTXJG the dad. Put bless up UTXJG the dad. And also, if you're feeling really, really grateful, drop $1 in the Cash App, UTXJG the Don. I appreciate it.
Damn, you stole my shit. I was going to say, yeah, it's his birthday. Hit his Cash App, $ UTXJG the Don. But you already said that shit. Well, all I can say is I appreciate everybody coming through. Also, make sure to rate the show 5 stars on Apple. It helps us move up the algorithm, which helps bring in new listeners because we're trying to get these deals. Other than that, we appreciate you guys listening, and we will see you guys on the next episode of the Gaming Illuminati podcast. Peace.